That's incredible. That emote combo is incredible. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Will I give her the hydrate? I was so confused. I was like, oh my god, are my headphones broken? Why am I only hearing sound out of one side? Is it the song? Is my headphones broken? And then I realized my headphones weren't plugged in all the way. I'm like, oh, that'll do it. It'll quiet down when we get off the starting soon screen. Wondering if the channel points go via bits. I have no clue. I just purchased 300 bits. Let's see. Hello, gamers. How we doing today? Hope everyone's doing good. Hey! In today's stream, we're going to be incredibly offensive and make fun of all the NASCAR races. Thank you for the 50 bits, Reverse. In today's stream, we are going to be incredibly offensive and make fun of all the NASCAR races. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing good. Oh, we're back with the stream. Cheer 100 just for that amazing line delivery. Thank you for the 100 bits. Anytime. I should make a redemption to just read out funny sentences. Thank you very much.
Let's all run into the game, shall we?
I was gonna clip it, but an ad is playing. No. No. Okay. What happened? Okay, we found the pendant, and her name is engraved on it. Got it. 300 bits is 657, so based on that, 328-ish has been spent here. And thank you very much for it. Very much appreciated. Also, no, it doesn't increase channel points. It really should. That should be like a feature thing. Watch for 5 minutes plus 10. Claim special bonuses plus 50. Participate in a raid plus 250. Follow the channel 300. Monthly first cheer. Earn again in 10 days 350. Monthly first gift a sub. Oh, this is the stream. I didn't stream then that day. Yes, that's right. That's right. I ended up being busy that day. So you're on time for the plot twist. I... We have you now, Miss Kidnapper. No, you don't understand. Lolly, I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers. Oh my gosh, calls her Lolly. Lollipops, that's funny. Lance. My husband left me.
You're kidding! Miss Pops was one of the kidnappers?
Yes. Oh, okay. Awesome. Are you the murderer too? It was me. I held Lance hostage. So Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved. Or over, because there's 3 kidnappers. Hey, guys. Case closed. Get the car ready. And I mean the special one for this young lady. I love how the word he used was one word off from something really bad. That woman feels like a ploy. And thank you for the 1 bit.
Hold it!
Again, Mr. Prosecutor. What is it this time? Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? Well, duh, isn't that what we just proved? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect. We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. It feels like this guy should not be an officer, you know? Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are. I like to imagine he sees the text, hold it, like, mate, we are doing a thing. Can you get that floating text outside? Who you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon. So Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see. And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. Clearly he was pistol whipped. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Miss Pops? Did you really kill Mr. Deacon? I did. I murdered him.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I killed him.
Awesome. Case closed.
I can't believe it.
Thanks for the confession. Why does she have a ring pop on her finger? Because true love. Reverse true love. The Autobot is having a stroke. The Autobot's like is having a crisis. That was me that time. That was me. I clicked at that time. Thanks for the confession. It says allowed then not allowed, like make up your mind. The mods are like, I don't know, is it allowed? Is it allowed? Thanks for the confession. Agent Lang, it's much too early to declare this case closed. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We've got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. It's like when you ask your mom if you can leave the house and she doesn't give a straight answer. Yes, then no, then yes, then no. So real. What more could you ask for? Miss Lauren Pops?
Yes?
I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that has happened today. From the kidnapping to the murder.
But why? I'm a kidnapper and the killer. Isn't that enough?
Oh, girl, stop. Girl, where did she get the scissors? I feel like if they're suspecting her of murder, they should take away her scissors, okay? It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. She starts pointing the fingers together in a cute way, aggressively. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't? I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away as the losing mutt. Alright, you heard me. Let's hear all about all the evil deeds you committed today. Miss Pops's confession.
The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me.
There, you satisfied? She just confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. I want to add a command that just says reverse health, and the command just links my YouTube channel. Miss Pops, is what you said really the truth?
Yes, it is.
If that is the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because there is something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. You think? Miss Pops' confession.
The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage.
Hold
it! You knew? How did you know something like that? I will add that command later. But it has been noted. It's in my logs. It's in my logs. I've got it. It'll be added later. Oh god, I dropped my controller. After stream. Hey, thank you for the 24 bits. Let's go, self-promotion.
Oh no, what should I do?
Okay, what's wrong with her now?
Come on, isn't it obvious? You're making your scary face again, that's why. Why don't you try asking her in a nicer, more gentle way? No, stop it, Lauren. You're always like this. You always fall for the stern-looking one. That's why you'll always be unhappy.
Oh man. I'm gonna add your channel to that cool people to watch I have on my list, person number 10. Nice, thank you. I'll add your channel to my friends' little channels to watch thing I have as well. I don't know why I haven't yet. I think I meant to do that and just forgot.
No problem. Or maybe that's it. She's been bewitched by your icy glare.
Mind your business, Kay. Now then, Miss Pops, let's continue with your testimony. What kind of threat is just cutting your hair, by the way? Well, like, that was like a threat for Rapunzel in the movie Tangled, you know? If I get into an argument, like, I just start shaving my head. Look what you've made me do!
Oh, yes, of course. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me.
Hold it!
Why do you think he did?
I have no idea, but maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning. Miss Pops.
Oh. Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning? Nice. Was that ever really likely to happen? Basically, charities help people out. See whether things could service stocks. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. Was that ever really likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely. I'm gonna send the Twitch streamers thing later to you so you can check it out when they go live in a few hours. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to check it out.
Huh?
I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you.
But why? We were total strangers.
Okay. Got her there.
It's not uncommon for people to kill.
Oh, excuse me, Miles Edgeworth. You interrupted my dialogue.
It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money.
Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you?
What do you mean?
You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. We're about to turn her whole world upside down. Isn't she related to the guy? But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops, because we know that family members never kill each other.
Take that!
Why are you showing this to me?
So what about the pendant? You were actually a part of the CIA and you were brainwashed. This pair of wings, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are.
Take that!
These two pendants resemble each other. Wouldn't you agree?
Hey, you're right. They're the same color and they're even made of the same material.
I believe that these two pendants are actually one. You are just Minecraft Steve. The world's strongest character. The beast of a man. Shall we give it a try?
Wow, it's totally Pegasus.
Awesome, Kay.
Why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's?
You're a smart lady. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be.
No, that can't be.
So the two make a set. It's just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything. It's totally Pegasus. Just feels like I can substitute it for, like, it's so skippity. That's totally tubular. It's not as though this changes anything. You lack imagination, Agent Lang. Very well. I'll show you with this evidence. Yeah. This is the piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant. Whereabouts unknown. After his escape from Penny Dent prison, stole a gun from a guard during his escape. We thought he might head for where his wife and sole daughter are, but despite our surveillance, he has yet to show up. Okay, yeah, so it's his daughter.
Take that!
Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Deveray, the name that is etched on the horse pendant. I cursed again and I got censored. Clearly Twitch hates reverse hell. It's okay, I can see it. Imagine then in a white girl's voice who goes to Starbucks for their vanilla latte with like 30 pumps of it. It's totally Pegasus. The name that is etched on the horse pendant. What? An alias? I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. You pull it off. It's in my blood. And it makes sense, given what is written in Mr. Deveray's dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this. Oh. This specific section is what reveals the true meaning. Okay. He cut himself off. True meaning behind those pendants. The cup that has my nails properly, actually.
Take that!
Mr. Deveray had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops. That's a lie! That person was not my father! He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. What is the incredibly stressed in the bio reference to? I've just been stressed. I've just been stressed. Busy beaver. A busy bee. No, I am your father. He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you. Secretly watch over you. Do you still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even, that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot?
Not so fast!
Not so fast! And what is so funny, Agent Lang? You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you? What are you trying to say? Your thinking is much too innocent. After all, I've thought of another possibility. Is that so? Well, let's hear it. Bro failed the try not to laugh challenge. Pew! Another possibility. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. And the two of them make good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? Okay, then why'd he try to kill her? And also, wasn't there 3 kidnappers? So this is his version of how things might have been. You don't have any proof that either one didn't know of their true relationship, right?
You mean they knowingly committed the kidnapping as father and daughter?
That's right. As one really rotten family. Is that really what happened? I'd better take a long, hard look at the evidence. Rebuttal.
Okay, yeah, I don't think, because there was 3 kidnappers.
But for both knows that fact, there was no coincidence. The relay perfectly from the house from Mono, and the 2 of them. Okay, there's 3. Don't we have something that proves there was 3? Yes, it's stolen. Is there anything else? Okay, I think it's just that.
Objection!
This kidnapping wasn't planned by just 2 people alone. And what kind of proof do you have of that? Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers. 3? And, how many people do we have? I still think he's the 3rd. I think he faked his kidnapping to get the money.
Gotcha!
Oh my god. 3. 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area's back room. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe this 3rd person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping. Who? Who is this mastermind? A mastermind. I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping.
It was the son all along.
Detective Gumshoe.
Take that!
I knew it. I knew it. Lance Amano. Yes, this abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. Totally called it. I called that forever ago. Recall what he said when he appeared before us. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but 2. One was a woman. However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said. But I know I only saw 2 people. This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. That's fair. Oh my gosh. Stop it. Yes. About when you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened then. What if the other guy had social anxiety? Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I really don't remember much anymore. Honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you?
Lance's testimony.
I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room, blindfolded the entire time. But the kidnappers suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could. Okay. Through the underground passageway, I presume? Are you okay? Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but... But now you believe me, right? No, not quite yet. Oh, how can you not? Why do you look at me with icy daggers in your eyes? Okay, I think I know where this is going. Because he's a prosecutor and because they're all like that. Okay. Wasn't there a thing? Yeah, that was jamming the door from the inside. And if he's saying he escaped through the underground passageway, why wouldn't he just remove this and open the door? I'll have you know, Agent Lang, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And should they be interpreted to be cruel at times, then so be it. There was a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little. Let's do this. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room blindfolded the entire time, but the kidnapper suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cuffed, but it's a stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from the room as fast as I could.
Hold it!
How did you manage to escape? I wanted to just get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked, which is why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape. I remember our escape to be equally as hard. This is an invaluable piece of testimony. I mustn't let it go unexamined. The door leading outside was locked tight, so I had to use the underground passageway. Okay, we got him. We got him.
Objection!
Liar, liar. Pants on fire. You say that the door leading out was locked, but was it really? Oh. Oh. We're talking about that room behind the saloon front, right? This guy reminds me of James Corden. I see it. I see it. Look, I heard that it took quite a few men to get that thing open, right, Sheena?
Yes, that's correct.
Then take a look at this! My broken sword! Let's duel! What is that? A sword? It's not an especially reliable one if it's broken like that. Allow me to start from my end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by this sword, which was used to jam the handle. Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you could still use them. If that's the case, then why did you not just simply remove the sword and escape? Why didn't I was disoriented. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice it. As if I should accept such a bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. But you did not, in fact, possess the key to the door. That is why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own. Not so fast. You've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way. And what would that be? A motive. What else? Do you honestly think that an upright, pure boy like him would hatch up a completely pointless scheme such as a kidnapping himself?
Objection!
Yes. This proves that Lance did indeed have a motive to commit this crime. Oh. No. 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 Don't think so? No. No. Oh. I see.
Take that!
To put it simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. He's got a loan. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is, in fact, a collections bill. It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance?
Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. It must be tough when you have to resort to stealing from your own old man, huh?
All right, I give up. I abducted myself.
Lance!
It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. What's with the music? All I wanted was to go with you to a new town, somewhere where no one would know us. I wanted us to be well off with that $1 million. But now, that dream is over.
Oh, Lance.
Then you are giving yourself up? Yes, I had planned to run away from this world with my lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan, but then he had to go and stab us in the back. The music just feels like a moment where the hero was defeated. This man ain't the hero, this man is the villain. He turned on you? Maybe he didn't want to split the ransom money. That's my guess. It happened almost right after you made the drop-off. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. We left him inside that room as Lolly and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up. Lolly left first in the Blue Badger costume. That would mean the person Officer Megan saw was Miss Pops. But right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. Then Oliver put on a Bad Badger costume, took the suitcase with the $1 million, and ran. Oh, so he didn't kill him. Maybe. I contacted Lolly right away and warned her that he had a gun. They had no idea that they were related, so I thought that it could only end badly. Oh, so he didn't know either?
I still don't believe it. That person was not my father. Because if he was, I just killed my own father.
Lolly, then it really was you? So was neither of these guys the killer? Who's gonna be the killer then? Wendy Oldbag. Oh my gosh, imagine if Mr. Amano turns out to be the killer. That'd be crazy. Then it really was you? Whoa, a plot twist. I don't believe her. I don't believe she's the killer.
That man was not my father. I mean, because at the stadium, there was a Bad Badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. But that badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot. The other person crumpled to the ground, and I ran, scared for my life.
I think the big picture is finally coming into focus, don't you?
Wally, forgive me. I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could have protected you.
So, Miss Pops, she shot her own dad without even knowing who he really was? Okay, can we not talk about shooting fathers, please? If what she says is true. Are you saying she's lying? But why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve? Who is the person in the suit? Something doesn't make sense. Yeah. You would be surprised how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What I mean is, listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see. Okay. That man was not my father. I mean, because at the stadium, there was a Bad Badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it.
Hold it!
That was the ransom money, wasn't it?
Yes, that's how I was able to identify Mr. Deacon almost immediately. It was all thanks to what Lance told me.
And what did he tell you?
Well, he called me on my cell phone and told me that Mr. Deacon had betrayed us and run off with the ransom money, and about how he had a gun. That badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead.
Okay. Were you able to clearly see the gun?
Yes, I got a very good look at it while it was pointed at me. Oh, Father. Why would you try to shoot me? Do you really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't know.
I don't want to believe it myself. But it's true. My father's left arm was raised with a gun in it.
Okay, left seems important. Yeah, okay. Because it's in the Bad Badger's right hand? Is her statement gonna get revised?
Pointed straight at me. I'm about to die, I thought.
Miss Pops, please calm down and take a deep breath. Fake gun. Didn't we see a fake gun last time? And then would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time?
Yes, of course. That badger pointed his gun in his left hand at me, aiming to shoot me dead.
Yeah, because he holds the gun in his right hand. Wasn't there something else? I'll try this, but I think there's something else as well.
Objection!
Okay, it's not this. Take a good look at this.
What about it?
Oh no, wait, because Bad Badger has a gun, like a real one for some reason. Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think you pulled out the right piece of evidence. Gumshoe, where did you come from? Wonderful subordinate there. So willing to point out his boss's mistakes. Detective Gumshoe, you will refrain from excessive talking. Oh, I'll try, sir. Hold on. I think there's something else, though. With the left. I think I remember that. Okay, yeah, he's right-handed. Got it.
Objection!
What was the mistake? I just presented the wrong evidence. I have here a dossier on your father. And according to this, your father was right-handed.
Huh, then...
The person pointing a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon.
Not so fast!
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The Bad Badger has a model gun attached to his right hand, okay, and? Which is why the only hand he could have held the real gun in with was his left. Oh, okay, I see. Isn't it possible that it went down like that? Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Pops was saying? Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in court to catch it. Damn. Enough with this smugness. Out with it already. Miss Pops told us earlier.
There was a Bad Badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it.
According to you, the Bad Badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Is that correct, Miss Pops?
Yes, exactly. And I'm sure it was the Bad Badger. It had those huge sunglasses on its face.
But if that's the case, even I can see there's a huge contradiction. Yes, Miss Pops claims to have seen the Bad Badger, and yet the Bad Badger had both of his hands full. These two pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong. It wasn't the Bad Badger, and both hands were not occupied. Both are correct? Sure. They are both correct. Impossible. That just leaves us with an irresolvable contradiction. It was missing a head, not Bad Badger. It was missing a head. You got it! You got it! That just leaves us with an irresolvable contradiction. Miss Pops' entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. What if that Bad Badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? What? This proves that there was a way for the Bad Badger to freely use both of his hands. You got it! The Bad Badger head!
Take that!
The costumes have two parts to them, a head and the body.
Oh, I get it now.
The head Miss Pops saw was probably really the head of the Bad Badger. However, is it not possible that the body was that of an entirely different badger? A different badger? Yes, or to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of this badger. body of the bad badger Miss Pops saw really belonged to this badger. Well, it's not pink badger. So it's either blue badger or proto badger. I'm gonna guess proto badger.
Take that!
What? The heck is it? Chad, I am a genius. It's the proto badger. Yes, and it's a simple matter of process of elimination. Miss Pops is wearing. Oh yeah. Miss Pops is wearing the blue badger's costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the pink badger is one of the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that is left is the proto badger costume. Miss Pops, who was the one who wore the proto badger costume? Lance? Oh, yeah. Okay.
That would be Lance.
Oh. Are you saying what I think you are? That Lance Amano donned the bad badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon. On top of which, he plotted to shoot Miss Pops while wearing that hideous thing. The stage that was set up in this stadium was nothing more than that, a setup. And its purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing she had committed murder. Oh my god. He's evil. So Lance is definitely the killer. And also he's evil and a monster. Standing there in front of Miss Pops and pretending to be the victim. It was all done so that she would pull the trigger. I have no idea what you're talking about. Why exactly would I have had to do all that, huh? There is but one reason. Lance Amano. You are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon. What?
No!
That's slander! Take it back! You take it back right now. This story has layers like an onion. Hey, thank you for the 5 bits. Epic storytelling and voice acting. Thank you. Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand? I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything? It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker held a gun in his left hand. Who is what-handed doesn't prove a thing. And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like the Proto Badger's bulletproof. One misfire and he would have found himself dead, right? Of course. Logically, if he had been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. Okay, it was the fake gun. It was blanks. But I believe he had thought of that as well and prepared accordingly. And this should be all the evidence you need. This is how Lance made sure he wouldn't be hit by a bullet. Okay, was ripped from the Bad Badger costume, was capable of firing blanks. For some reason. We found one half of a Bad Badger costume in the hideout, a broken one. It was not the same one that the victim was wearing, plus it was missing something. And that something is the model gun that the Bad Badger. I said before, I am a genius. Which can fire blanks. What? What? Miss Pops, where's the gun you use now?
I threw it away into the sea.
Awesome. That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was, although I believe that we can safely assume that it was the model gun in question.
Not so fast.
I've heard enough. All you've been spouting so far is pure conjecture. I admit that as long as the model gun is lost to us, I can't prove I'm right. However, I can say the probability that I am right is very high. Okay, let's pretend that you're right and that the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor? I don't know yet. Huh, I knew you were full of it. However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame.
Please wait a second. It's simply not possible. Because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance.
She saw the victim in the state of being restrained?
I came back to the hideout long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door.
Oh. Okay. This story is just unfolding so much. Okay. He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door. Girl. That wasn't Mr. Deacon. That was me, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape.
So Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right?
Well, we thought that it'd attract too much attention if we left together, so I left first. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium. But then, as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone.
Oliver managed to escape. It looked like he was waiting until I was alone. He also stole the gun from me at that time. And then the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Pop saw the victim with her own eyes. Which means that the victim was still alive at that time. Wouldn't you agree? Why does that sound wrong to me? There must be something amiss about this account. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail. Dude, do you not remember who was in the other room? Yeah. You tie Mr. Beacon securely to the beam in the room next door. You are sure that it was Mr. Deacon that you saw?
Yes, I am certain of what I saw.
Did you go into the other room to check?
Lance said it was best if I didn't get too close to him.
Okay.
Lance, he's such a kind soul.
Then are you telling me that you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself?
I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. He had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure. That just had to be Mr. Deacon.
She saw a bad badger head?
The captive had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure it was Mr. Deacon.
Hold it!
So the tied up Mr. Deacon was still in his bad badger costume.
Yes, and?
This is not improv. It would appear that she misread the whole situation. What now? Should I raise an objection? Yes, it was you! The person you saw was not the victim.
What? Why not?
I will tell you why not. With this! This, Miss Pops, shows us that the person you saw was not the victim. Oh yeah.
Take that!
Because it was a different bad badger's head. Miss Pops, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all.
Huh?
The person you actually saw was this person. It was Kay. It was Lance. Even though he was standing right next to you, he duplicated himself. Yeah, it was me, Miles Edgeworth. It was me.
Huh? The person I saw was you, Mr. Edgeworth?
I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me, even after I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at that time. Well, Lance, am I right? That's... You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me, with a bad badger's head on. And then made your costumed escape together. Or so you pretended.
Huh? What do you mean, pretended?
Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape and then doubled back to the hideout. Probably to come and remove the Bad Badger head from my unconscious self. And to create his fake prison with the prop sword, he then escaped via the passageway.
Not so fast.
Hold your tongue, boy. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming out of Mr. Prosecutor's mouth. Tidal wave? We've heard a lot come out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. All of that could have happened while you were out cold. That's right. You were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor. Even if that were the case, Miss Pops would have still seen me tied to that beam.
I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room.
So is the guy in the right leg, is he like a good person, but he's just a defense lawyer? He's a detective. He's a good guy. He's just very much jumpy to conclusions. As far as we know, he's a good person. I don't know, he could turn out to be a mass murderer. That's not unusual. That's happened before with good people.
So I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth.
You see, it would seem that you can't prove a thing. What do you mean? It was me. Grr. Who said that? Please wait. Mr. Amano? Oh, Miles, my boy. It looks like you're really giving it your all. Ed Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. Dad! Let's see, you are the one in charge of the investigation, correct? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry that my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you. Oh, do you now? Oh, awesome. Is that what I think it is?
It's the Bad Badger costume the victim was wearing. And a gun.
I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went around and found these myself. Awesome, thanks. What? It appears that they were disposed of in the sea. Ugh, is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law? Lang, you are a detective. There. Now, Agent Lang, please calm down. He was shot or gun holder. What the heck is that scrap of paper?
This appears to be a letter from the Chief of Police. Please allow Mr. Amano complete freedom to do as he sees fit, it says.
Awesome. What? The Chief of Police? What the? Just who did he think he is?
The person who wields the highest authority in this area.
Oh, there then. Now. There is no need to be so upset. I'm not a cop from this land, so I'm not bound by the laws of your country. No. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you into anything, it's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of the land. Ugh, can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand, it doesn't matter who found the evidence. Its value remains unchanged. Alright, now, let's take a look at this new evidence. I've already got the results back. I had a special forensics research lab that I'm on good terms with conduct the tests. They verified that the blood on this costumes belonged to Oliver. As for the gun, the only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren. What? You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such distress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final pieces of evidence. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around. That's it? These are the case-making pieces of evidence? I'll be the judge of that. Awesome. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. And we will do that. This man feels sus, I don't know why. Next time.
Thank you guys for showing up to the stream. It was fun. It was lots of fun. Thank you, Reverse, again for the bits. It's very much appreciated.
Let's find someone to raid. But you? First time I fully watched the cat stream. Epic sauce. Yeah. Thank you for being here. It was fun. Lots of fun.
I'll catch you guys later. I'll be back.
If not tomorrow, then Thursday.
I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Sending you off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.